We're obviously going through a global pandemic currently with the COVID-19, and I firmly believe that had I not done these sessions prior, I think my mindset and mind state would have been completely different. I'm certainly being able to block out any of the negative that is approaching and hitting my mind, and I'm really focusing on what is it I can do to actually position my firm in a positive way during these uncertain times. I initially came to the Brain Wellness Spa. I was looking around for certain different professional development things. In the past, the firm had embarked on using clinical psychologists, consultants to help us understand ourselves and our teammates better. But I always felt we were using a lot of traditional old-fashioned models, and I was looking for something different. I stumbled across the Brain Wellness Spa website through a friend who referred and said, hey, this program had a great deal of benefit for me and my team. And I thought I'd give it a go because it was different, and I'm always interested in trying different things. As far as I know, I wasn't dealing with any personal issues that were evident to others. I really just feel that every single person can always better themselves, and there is an opportunity to always continually challenge your own personal development and grow. And I think if you don't believe that, then I think you're standing still. And that's my strong belief. My personal mantra is to actually influence the lives of others around me, and always to believe that they can do better than where they are today. So my first session was very interesting. I wasn't sure what to expect. And the experience was one of, I'm not sure what I just experienced, but I sort of liked it. And I think that's where it was an unknown, but I was prepared to try again. So to many people who may be looking at this, go beyond the first session because it certainly gets a lot better. I first started noticing results when the staff, probably after session 3 or 4, and the staff kept inundating me with questions, what I would sometimes suggest were inane questions, and questions that sometimes I term it employee fatigue. And as a leader, because I've been in this role for so many years, I get frustrated with the questions that are posed to me. Having said that though, through the sessions it made me very aware of every single time I was feeling that way towards an employee, staff member, or even a client with a client comment. And as a result of that awareness, it actually made me change my behaviours, actions, and the way I interpreted my clients' or staff comments towards me. Did others see and view me differently? That I'm not entirely sure, but I do think my wife certainly said I was more patient. I was more understanding, which is probably my biggest failing, or my biggest weakness is that I'm very impatient. I don't suffer fools easily. So I think I have a greater empathy, and compassion has certainly come to the forefront of where I'm at. And I think people have remarked that I've certainly been more aware of sometimes my bluntness. So I'm a great believer in personal development. I've done a number of courses, from Landmark to Tony Robbins, where I followed him sort of around the world, to Fiji, where I sat in a room with 40 other individuals where we didn't eat for 6 days, and he taught us that the eating is really tied to emotion. We still had nutrients, but we didn't really eat anything substantial for 6 days, but the energy levels were still high. So I'm always curious. I always believe that there's always going to be a better way. So what's being offered at the Brain Wellness Spa has been nothing short of mind-blowing in terms of the impact, and the opportunity to talk to my team around this and other fellow colleagues who have also experienced the same. It's created a little bit of an opportunity where we can talk openly and frankly about things that have helped us. So yeah, the personal development within a core group of us that have gone through the program, it's been nothing short of outstanding. I'd certainly recommend the Unstoppable You program to basically any business owner. We all have shortcomings, whether we're consciously aware of it or whether we're subconsciously or unconsciously aware of it. They do exist, and sometimes through these sessions, it allows you to reflect, think, and understand yourself just that little bit better. And through it, I think it's going to help you become a better leader. And we're all continuously learning, and certainly with the employees which are of a new generation to myself and other people who are similar age of myself, we need to be more aware of our shortcomings, and certainly things that we took for granted, to certainly be aware and conscious of what's going on. So I guess if I had to reflect on the impact the Brain Wellness Spa has had on myself personally, previously impatience would have been one of the issues that I guess as a leader I could probably say, well, that's just who I am and just deal with it. But I've learned that by coping with it, it's actually impacted the staff in a more positive way. So that's been a great change that I've witnessed. The other one would be certainly the pressure and stress. I think I would quite visibly show my stress to others, and now I'm certainly coping with multiple activities going on in my mind. However, it's allowed me to be solely focused on one activity at a time and deal with it before I move on to the next. So they're probably the two most significant changes that I've witnessed in myself. I think with anything that is somewhat new age, myself, I approached it with a bit of skepticism and not sure, is this really going to work? But all I can say to you is, look, I was a massive skeptic of it, but as I went through the program and the process, I can only tell you how I feel at the end. So if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk, invest some time, and I'm sure you'll get a great deal out of the program at the end.